we love comparing ourselves to where we'd like to be and where we are and where we were and what other people have achieved and what other people have compared to where we are. And we need to just stop worrying about what other people are up to so much. When it's raining outside, so it might pick up that up in the background, whenever I take my daughter out to the playground, if we get to there first and we have the whole playground to herself, she's wrapped, she's just in her own space, and she's doing her thing. And then if someone else comes along to play on the playground as well, she freezes and she's absorbed by what they're doing. And I think that's part curiosity. She's learning. She's only 3. But it stops her in her tracks from doing what she wants to do, and she gets distracted. And it's perfectly reasonable. She's a toddler, and people do it as adults as well. But she'll be in the middle of climbing up a ladder, or about to go down a slide, whatever, and she's frozen frame. And I'll say to her, come on mate, let's focus on what you're doing. Let's not worry about what everyone else is doing. And I try to draw her back to herself so she has that clarity and focus in what she needs to do and what she wants to do, and it's not dictated by what other people are doing, and it's not going to stop her. And I feel, I personally do it myself as well. I love observing life as well, though. I'm a photographer, so my eye is always dialed into observing situations around me, and obviously scanning just life. But we tend to go that next level beyond, and then it's when you see people with things that we don't have, and it's like, oh, I want that, or I wish I had that. Why can't I have that? When we might have something that does the job perfectly fine. And for me, a big one when I was younger, I was like, I want to have a GT3. That was my goal in life. I didn't give a fuck about anything else. I was like, I want to have that car. I didn't know how I'd get it. I didn't really think about, I thought about it. I thought about how much it cost. It was like, one day, somehow, I'll get one. And it just became my focus for so long. It's like, I'll work really hard and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, it didn't happen. It's a $600,000 car. But the point is, it ruled me. And I was, at the time, I was making good money. I was a carpenter back then. I had a really nice car. And I loved my car, but then in the back of my mind, I was always like, this thing's a piece of shit. It was a brand new car. I was in a good position, and I had good work and was paid well. So I was like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to get a good car. And it was always in the back of my mind, I'm like, far out, I'd love to have a GT3. And I had a brand new car that was beautiful, and I wanted this car for ages, and I was wrapped when I got it, and then that soon faded, and I wasn't able to appreciate what I had because I was so absorbed in what I didn't have, and I was focused on what other people have. And I'd see one on the street, that's the dream. And it's like, why is it the dream? Why can't I just enjoy what I have? It's going to do nearly the exact same thing on the road. Obviously the GT3 is better in every way, but in terms of serving its purpose, it's just getting me from A to B. And it was a work car as well, so I had, needed something that was practical for work, but it just plagued me. And I was always comparing and focused on, you'd see other cars go past, you'd see Lambos or, whatever. You're just like, it'd be great to have that then. But then when I was younger, I'd be like, it'd be great to have that ute that I had. I was like, I can't wait to have that. And then when you get it, it's never good enough. And then I got rid of it. And then years later, I was like, oh man, I love that car. The psychological tricks that your brain plays. And it was a real lesson to appreciate what I had when I had it. And then it was sort of a reminder, and then I got another car, and then I really appreciated having that. I didn't take it for granted. And then I slowly started to maybe mature over time. My priorities shifted in life for sure. And I started to realise that material possession isn't as important as I once thought it was. And the car I had at the time when I started making these realizations, like, it does everything I need it to, but I'm not afraid to take it off road. I'm not afraid if it gets scratched. I can afford this car comfortably within my lifestyle, and I just had that realization, and I was able to slow down. I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter what other people have. What matters is what I have and how I, spend my time with it. And it's human nature to always want what we can't have and what we don't have, and then there's things we can have that we don't have that we want. So yeah, just a little reminder to be present and appreciate what we have. It might not be a lot, but it also might be all we need. And there's a beauty in having all you need. There's a freedom. And when you can see that freedom, or feel that freedom, you can then experiment and you have flexibility. So, not being weighed down by the idea of owning something that's ridiculously expensive is liberating, is what I'm getting at. And that's just a little ramble. It'd be nice to have a GT3. It'd be nice to have, an M7. M7 is much more achievable in life, but at the same time, my F3 does everything I need it to. And the difference in my F3 to an M7, quality-wise, yeah, there'll be a bit of difference. Will it be that different? Would most people notice the difference? Probably not. So, yeah, pick your battles and enjoy what you've got, because what you got is good. Anyway, like and subscribe. Lord Doe. This was a waffle, and you get that on the big jobs sometimes. So, if you disagree with me, let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. If there's something else, let me know. And you can just write it there. So, anyway, take it easy.